Women's surfing has long been dominated by Australia's golden girl, Layne Beachley. But a fellow young Aussie is now making sure there's a changing of the guard. At 23 years of age, Chelsea Georgeson is regarded as one of the most gifted and aggressive female surfers in the world. Chelsea represents a new generation of female surfers and is widely respected for her ability to push the boundaries. On the elite world stage, she's looked upon as one of surfing's most fearless competitors and one of the few women who will charge in big surf. Surfing out of Layne Beachley's shadow, Chelsea moved closer to her assumed heritage as surfing royalty in 2005, when she became the first woman ever to take out surfing's three big titles: the Triple Crown, the Billabong Pro and the World Championship. Throughout her already illustrious career, Chelsea's had best friend and fellow surf champ Sofía Mulánovich catching waves beside her. The friendly rivalry good for their long-standing friendship. The parallel rise of the two girls is uncanny, as they both competed around the world on the junior circuit and immediately formed a bond. As young teenagers, they both dreamed of challenging each other for the world professional surfing title, a dream that has since occurred many times. A powerful surfing technique, progressive style and a big backhand attack make Chelsea one of the most photographed female surfers on tour. She achieved the ultimate trifecta in 2005, becoming the only athlete in the history of women's surfing to win the Billabong Pro, the Vans Triple Crown of surfing and the ASP Women's World Championship Tour title in one fell swoop. She won the title after beating Brazil's Jacqueline Silva in the final at the season-ending event at Honolulu Bay in Hawaii. Chelsea jumped to first place on the ASP World Ratings after winning and succeeded her best friend and the only competitor capable of challenging her for the world title, Sofía. Chelsea has all the qualities of today's elite surfer. Her dedication and commitment, combined with her vibrant personality and humble attitude, has seen her become hot property on the international scene, both in and out of the water. Her fierce rivalry with Sofía is set to continue as the girls battle it out for the world #1 position. In 2006, Chelsea was nominated for the Alternative Sportsperson category of the prestigious Laureus World Sports Awards for her already outstanding contribution to the sport she loves. Battling through pain, Chelsea continues doing what she loves to do, constantly putting her body on the line to get the best out of herself. Chelsea is on the cutting edge of the new generation of women surfers, and she will continue to establish herself as one of the world's most exciting and best female surfers in history. Her domination of the sport has just begun. The name Kelly Slater is synonymous with a few things: Baywatch, Pamela Anderson, and of course, surfing. Kelly Slater is widely regarded as one of, if not the best surfer in history. In 1992, he became the youngest surfer to ever win a world championship. In 7 years, he won the title a total of 6 times. After a few years off, he returned to competition, staging one impressive comeback, leaving his fellow competitors in awe of his ability.
He's just amazing, he just nailed it. Craziest surfing I've seen.
While he is primarily known for his unique talent when it comes to riding waves, in the early 90s, Kelly dabbled in a little acting. He is usually remembered for his appearance on the popular television series Baywatch, playing character Jimmy Slade. The role was specifically created for the famous surfer. His stint as an actor was followed by a record deal with his band, who were aptly named the Surfers. Kelly remained in mainstream media spotlight thanks to his on-again, off-again relationship with Baywatch co-star Pamela Anderson. He was also featured in Versace ads and named one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful people. His media exposure over these years made Kelly more than just a surfing competitor. He was a surfing celebrity. During Kelly's 3-year absence from the ASP World Championship Tour, interest in the sport waned. Unfortunately, after he discovered his father was terminally ill, his much-anticipated return in 2002 didn't end up with the triumphant result Kelly and his fans had hoped for. In his 2003 season, Kelly came up short, losing to Andy Irons in the last heat in the last event. The following year, he appeared to have lost his momentum altogether. On the verge of leaving the tour, something in the surfing legend clicked. Once he realised that he had nothing to lose, he began having fun again, and as soon as he did that, he began to win. In 2005, the battle between Kelly and Irons continued, rejuvenating the world interest in professional surfing. While surf fans worldwide watched the battle on their computer monitors, thousands of fans watched from the beaches, hoping to get a glimpse of Kelly as he moved closer towards winning his 7th title. After achieving victories in Tahiti, Fiji, Jeffreys Bay and Trestles, Kelly finally accomplished the unimaginable. While competing in Brazil, he secured his record-breaking 7th world title. While he has the title of the youngest ever world champion, from when as a 20-year-old he won his first title in Rio de Janeiro, in 2005 he also surpassed 1999 world champion Marco Colupo by a matter of months as the oldest ever ASP world champion. It's apparent that Kelly Slater is to surfing what David Beckham is to football and Tiger Woods is to golf. And it's this reputation that sees Kelly bring enormous interest and excitement to professional surfing. His immense skill, athletic excellence and intuitive knowledge of the ocean makes his creative surfing style appear easy and at times effortless. No wonder he's one of surfing's best. Dubbed White Lightning by surfing magazines across the globe, Mick Fanning is exactly that. With a mop of white hair and an array of lightning quick, razor-sharp turns to his credit, he's built a massive fan base and is mobbed everywhere he goes. While he is one of the best in the world, Mick's love of the sport comes from the freedom of catching waves. Mick honed his skills amongst a hotbed of talent on the Gold Coast and is close friends with a small, close-knit group who are the future of Australian surfing, including arch rival and close friend Joel Parkinson. Mick burst onto the international arena in 2001 after winning the World Qualifying Series by the biggest points margin in the sport's history. His inaugural WCT 2002 campaign saw him claim the ASP Rookie of the Year title and also the number 5 spot in the world. He then upped the ante in 2003, where he was steadfastly in the hunt for a world title, finishing 4th on the end-of-year rankings. A member of the talented surfing trio known as the Cooley Kids, which includes Joel Parkinson and Dean Morrison, who all grew up in Queensland's suburb of Coolangatta. Mick is regarded as one of the men who could potentially challenge Kelly Slater for the world #1 ranking. Known on tour for his speed and agility on waves, he wrapped up the DCW Expression sessions in style with some of the most radical and exciting freestyle surfing ever seen in the Hawaiian Pro. The young Australian's forehand sliding gouge won him Most Progressive Manoeuvre and a cheque for $2,500. In 2004, Mick suffered a potentially career-ending injury that saw him miss the 2004 tour after he tore his left hamstring off the pelvic bone in a surfing mishap in Indonesia. His rapid recovery after the horrific injury to win the Quicksilver Pro at his home break on the Gold Coast 6 months later in 2005 reaffirmed the young Aussie's incredible ability and determination. The comeback kid signalled he was back to his electrifying best before an ecstatic 8,000-strong home crowd. Long heralded as one of the greatest natural talents to come out of Oz, Mick is the epitome of style and grace, blending beautiful carves and progressive manoeuvres with seamless flow. He continues to gain strength and form on his comeback trail, finishing third on the ASP rankings at the end of 2005. The following year saw him make the quarterfinals at Bells Beach, losing out to world #1 Kelly Slater. The extroverted Aussie with the contagious grin has talent to burn and is an entertainer through and through. Mick has even been classed by his peers as possibly the most entertaining to watch in the history of the sport. Seen by some as the heir apparent to Slater in the popularity stakes, Mick Fanning is as skillful as he is quick, and we're sure it won't be long before his competitive edge ensures more victories. Surfer Sofía Mulánovich's World Championship win not only made her the first Peruvian to win the title, but the first South American. Her enormous success as a professional surfer has seen Sofía single-handedly raise the profile of the sport in her country, inspiring others to follow in her footsteps. Fans watching from the beach and other surfers can't help but get excited watching Sofía carve up the waves with a succession of powerful manoeuvres. Sofía's favourite wave depends on what mood she's in. Sometimes it's hollow right, other times it's fun left. Sofía began surfing at the tender age of 9. After just a few years, she was entering competition, though usually found herself competing against boys. At the age of 16, while still at school, Sofía received a call from Roxy, offering to sponsor her, a relationship that continues today. Sofía later described the day as one of the best of her life, and in 2000, with her new sponsorship, she launched her career as a professional surfer. "2003 was Sofía's first serious season on tour. She quickly made her presence known, putting in a Rookie of the Year performance. 2004, though, was to be Sofía's year, winning 3 of the 6 World Championship Tour events, clinching victories in Fiji, Taupo and in France. But it all came down to the Roxy Pro in Hawaii. She needed to finish the event third or better, and she did just that. She hoped her achievement would encourage the Peruvian Sports Ministry to invest more money in the sport.
Yeah, by being world champion, for sure I have way more attention than before. You know, it's a huge accomplishment, and I was expecting more attention too, you know. But I'm stoked, you know, I'm really happy I'm getting the attention because I can transmit this message of hope to everybody here, you know. I can, with my words, maybe motivate like a girl that wants to be really good in some sport, you know, and it's just good to give that message and to change people's mind and, you know, to be positive about everything and give 100% to everything you want.
She returned to her home country, considered one of Peru's top athletes. On her first trip home, Peru greeted the women's world surfing champion with a warm welcome. Sophie hopes her achievements dominating the 2004 tour would be an inspiration to other young athletes, and the sudden increase in surf schools around Peru implies that it has. The high waves and wild waters off the coast of Peru appear the ideal environment to produce international surfing champions. The sport is becoming so popular that surf schools are springing up all over the place. Instructors are more than willing to teach students the basics of catching a wave. In Peru, Sophie is credited as the reason for the sport's popularity, especially among women who all want to join Sophie as one of the top-ranking surfers in the world. While all competitors dreamt of dethroning the six-time championship winner Layne Beachley, only Sophie succeeded, inspiring a new generation of athletes to carve their own destinies. Regarded by many as the godfather of long-distance running, Paul Tergat has fulfilled the Kenyan dream. He grew up in a humble family with 17 children in the poor district of Baringo in Kenya. But with his talent, willpower and determination, he succeeded and was able to reach unthinkable heights. He has achieved more than any other distance runner before him. 5 World Cross Country Championships, 2 World Half Marathon Championships, and is a world record holder in the 10,000 metres. He's won 4 silver medals at the Olympic Games and the World Championships. All these achievements make Paul Tergat one of history's greatest athletes. Months in advance of the 2003 Berlin Marathon, Paul planned his assault on the world record, held by American Khalid Kanuchi. The Kenyan, who had surprisingly yet to win a race over the distance, was determined to go one better in every aspect. Paul's performance at the marathon was done in spectacular style, knocking 43 seconds off the previous world best time to come in at 2 hours, 4 minutes and 55 seconds in a dramatic finish.
And I came to try a world record today, so the weather was very good. The pacemakers were fantastic, did a lot of work. I'm so happy for them, and I'm happy that I was able to get this record. I knew one time I was going to do this thing.
Cheered on by 1 million spectators along the route and aided by ideal weather, it was the 5th time a best mark had been set on the fast, flat Berlin circuit, and the 4th time in the last 5 years. Paul started life in poverty in Kenya, and it's thanks to his upbringing that he continues to fight global hunger. Today, the man they call the gentleman is admired not only for his achievements as an athlete, but also because of his achievements as a philanthropist. Among other projects, Paul is engaging himself as a UN ambassador against hunger and campaigning against landmines.
Extraordinary privilege and pleasure and honor on behalf of 300 million hungry kids around the world who need help to officially recognize and designate Paul Tergat as the World Food Program Ambassador Against Hunger. Paul, congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Paul is also a vocal supporter of women's rights in Kenya, using his position as a UN ambassador and a world-class athlete to raise awareness of issues affecting them. Paul himself received food aid as an 8-year-old school child in Kenya's Rift Valley. He hopes to use the high-profile platform of international athletics to raise awareness of the World Food Programme's school feeding agenda and attract sponsorship. Paul says the situation mirrors his childhood and he'll continue to do what it takes to help.
Honestly, anytime that I visit maybe a school, anytime I visit maybe a children's home, it touches me. It touches me because I know where I came from myself.
Paul won his 2005 New York City Marathon debut in a thrilling sprint finish through Central Park, prevailing over defending champion Hendrik Ramala. He clocked 2 hours, 9 minutes and 30 seconds, with Ramala 1 second behind in the closest finish in the 36-year history of the race. Further proof why Paul Tergat is regarded by many as the most astounding long-distance runner in recent years.